Welcome back to another episode on Toad's Adventures. Well, I got a couple ideas on what I want to do today, but I figure we'll start with working up on this thing here a little bit. 'Cause I haven't really done a whole lot with it outside from build. I want to get more of this done. I want to do something here, but I don't know what. But we'll probably come back and work on that a little later. Got an idea of a material I want to add into the mix because I don't have a whole lot of it is dark prismarine. But I don't have a whole lot of it. So in order to make more, I need to get... Do I even have any? Not in that box. This box. I need more of these so I can make black dye. So I figured we're gonna start by going to build a squid farm. Wait a second. Do I even have enough wood to make signs? There should be more than enough, hopefully. I got a crafting table with me. Yeah, whatever. I'll be okay. I know I got some near where I'm going. So, I haven't set up another portal for it yet. I might at some point, but I'm not gonna too worried about it yet. I'm just gonna run on through here and take flight from the Guardian Farm out towards the group of islands where we built the slime farm. And then from there, I'm gonna go look for a river biome. Should be one fairly close. And I'll just work at it over there for a little while. I should have most of the materials I need to build this one. Real quick. This is where I want to go, I believe. Okay, there's the slime farm there. Beach, Lake Warm Ocean. River. This is what I'm looking for. We got a fairly large patch here by the looks of. Yeah, so I guess first things first. I have a few stacks of blocks. And we're at 63. I want to go to 180, and that's where we'll start building. Okay. We're just gonna take this out, and then I should be able to land on that platform. Is the reason why we're starting so high up is that's where our collecting area is gonna go. The reason we're starting so high up is so that when we're at the AFK spot, there'll be no squid. There'll be no other areas loaded unless someone else is on the realm. So the only water sources loaded will be the sources that we're going to create. Which we're going to have plenty of light in it so that we don't wind up with any other mobs landing in there. Only squid. Yeah. There we go. Now we are up here. This is going to be our working platform. That's just tools, so we'll put this stuff can go down. Have an ender chest. Put that down, because that'll come in handy. I might find trees, some of that stuff there. So we'll leave that there for the moment. Do I have an extra crafting bench? No. So we'll just take that. And make ourselves one. We'll plop that there for now. So now we're gonna figure out the dimensions, so to speak. So 83. So this is where we're. This will be workstation. Yes. We'll also make this the killing chamber. What the hell? So we're gonna come off this way. Put her up. Let's start here. So we're on a river block. That's plain, so I don't care. This is river. That's plains. River. This is river. That's plains. Okay, so there's the farm all built up. Yeah, it just works correctly. We set ourselves an AFK point. And then the squid should drift their ways down here and fall down here. Now it's the tricky part. Seeing if I can get the water streams to go to one spot. Okay, so we got this little farm built. The only thing left to do is to AFK at it and see if it even works. So I'm gonna AFK at it, and I'll probably check back in the morning, see how it goes. Until then. Well, that squid farm idea was a bust. I didn't think to do the research ahead of time, and I didn't realize that squid couldn't spawn above a certain elevation or below a certain elevation, which I believe is they can only spawn between 46 and sea level, which I believe is 65. Could be wrong, I can't remember entirely, but either way, it's only a small level area to which they can spawn. And seeing as that farm's all the way up in the air, the one we just built, that won't work. It's not a total loss. I can just go through, take out all the sea lanterns, and then and I can convert it into a drown farm larger than the first one I made. This is pretty much built using the same concept. Actually, it is pretty much the same concept, just a little better, because it'll funnel everything into one spot. Which I can still do. I can still do that with that farm. I just, yeah. It's a little bigger than the first one I made. Actually, it's a fair bit bigger. I believe that one stops around the build height or just before. So it wouldn't. So all I got to do really is put a cap on it, take out all the sea lanterns, finish up the collection system, and it's a drown farm. So yeah, still gonna do an ink farm. Probably not this episode, but I was tinkering around on a single player creative world. I'll just hop in there real quick. I'm going to build in a much larger scale, but I'm going to build this farm. Now, I'm sure someone else has thought of other things. Well, I'm not going to build this farm 100% exact. When I made it, I filled it entirely with source blocks, figuring that the bubbles down there will drag everything, the magma cubes down there, which suck everything down to the bottom. As we can see here, not the case. So what I'm thinking is I'll do a layer of solid blocks at the bottom, source blocks on the bottom, and then a layer of source blocks on top, and then have flowing water in between, and then it should work a little better. But other than that, I'm going to build this design in the server, on the realm, and I'm going to go a fair bit bigger, little longer, little narrower, but multiple areas, and have that all funnel into one collection system. I can fairly easily pull something like that off in an ocean a lot easier, and that would make it a lot bigger. Because of all the glowstone, it'll be all lit up, so no hostile mobs should be able to spawn in there, so no drown. Granted, their spawn rates are significantly lower in oceans than they are in rivers. But it's fairly simple setup. We got a line of hoppers feeding into a chest here. It gets a lot of cod, a little bit of the odd bit of bone meal, lots of ink sacs. So the cod are definitely not, for whatever reason, squid can fight magma cubes when it comes to water. So they can get out. They can fight the currents. Oddly enough, I don't know why. It might be a bug, might not be. I don't know. And they can fight it. It does eventually get them down. It just takes a lot longer. So I'm figuring if it was flowing water down onto source blocks, then they'd get stuck. Once they get stuck down there, that's it. They're down. It just takes a lot longer than I figured it would for them to get to the bottom. But yeah, they get killed by the magma cubes. The hopper minecart will eventually come pick them up. And it's all powered rail through it, so it goes a lot faster. And it's all hoppers over here. And whenever the minecart goes over a hopper, it'll drop the ink sacs, and then it'll come here. So this is the design I'm going to build another day. But yeah, let's just D-time real quick. Time set day. Yeah, still got rain, so it's a little darker still. But either way, this is what I'm going to be building. And I'm sure someone else had come up with a design like this, but this is my design. I'm the one that figured all the spacing for it. I didn't look any tutorials on squid farms. This is just what I thought of doing. I thought the the magma cube sucking everything down would work better than it does. But yeah. And the reason why I'm doing source blocks on the bottom instead of flowing water all the way down is that way the items for sure stay to the bottom. And hopefully if that was all flowing water, actually I'll probably clear that out, do a quick test. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna change it over to the other water design, and then I'm gonna where search sponges. I just clear it out, set it up the way I was mentioning, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, so we know I was messing around with different designs. I built a couple other designs, playing around with different mechanics for the squid farm I want to build. This farm worked okay until I switched all the source blocks for flowing blocks for water. So we're not going to be doing that. We'll go over to this far one here because it didn't work as well as I was hoping. The squid start doing some derpy things. And this is all done with bubble elevators. Figured bubble elevator up, water stream, push them over down into there. And then they started doing derpy things. And so I did this, put pillars in, put a cap on it. They're still spawning in there, but they're still doing derpy things and not doing what I'd like. Not what I would be hoping they'd be doing, which would be flow up, over, and down. Then go to work. So we're going to go with this sort of design, except I'm going to be doing 5 channels, and these are 20 blocks wide, so 22 in total. Each of the spawning areas is 20 blocks, and they're 4 wide. So each unit would take up about 5 blocks. So by building it 5 wide, or 5 channels at 20 long, it should be more or less square. Not quite, but pretty damn close. And this seems to work a little better. The squid still do some derpy things, but at least this way, they're still making their way down to the magma cubes, the magma blocks. So they still eventually die on it, just takes a little longer because they don't just float down, which is what I was hoping would happen. On the upside, they have a very hard time going up, so once they do eventually travel down, that's it. They're caught, and it'll all get collected into this. So when I do my final build, it's going to be 5 tanks, and I'm going to have an item elevator to bring the items up to the surface into a storage area up on the surface. And then it'll just be do this, build the AFK tower up above it, and it'll be open for business. And we'll probably build it somewhere close, but not too close to the Guardian farm. And we're still puttering away, making little adjustments here and there. Let's actually pop over, have a quick look.
Okay, so replay mod's working now, which is nice. So we've got the entirety of the where the monument was completely boxed in now. So no guardians should be able to spawn outside of the area whatsoever, and they can't pathfind their way out of it. I'm still pondering with some ideas of what I'm going to do overall with the farm, but I'm still working on making more and more improvements. And we'll just have to wait and see what my final decision is on how the farm's going to work. Debating whether or not I'm going to keep or expand Cubfan's design, or if I'm just going to throw a monkey wrench and try and funnel the rest in, or what. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll have to wait and find out. But unfortunately, that's all the time I've got for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, stay safe.